Hey guys, it's Crazy Comic Lady and I'm back. Well, sort of. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers that I've been getting lately, and I thought I'd put up this new video to celebrate 7,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for all the old subscribers that have stuck with me, even though I haven't been very active. And hello, all the new subscribers that have joined me this year. It's been great that you guys are still interested in my stuff and my channel, even though I don't really upload sort of regularly anymore. I kind of moved away from YouTube to, I guess, more a mixture of Instagram and DeviantArt. Actually, back in the start of the year, I kind of got really into creating a new YouTube channel, which a lot of people probably don't know about, but it's called Reality, and then there's a dash bunny. So Reality Bunny is my new YouTube channel. And at the beginning of the year, I was putting a lot of kind of vloggy things on there, like art-related vlogs and a lot of stuff about my original characters and my original story that I started illustrating back in November. It's called The Mushroom Forest Fairies, and the main character is my OC Portobello. There's a playlist on this account if you want to see what Portobello looks like, or you can check out my new account to learn all about my Mushroom Forest Fairies and my story if you're interested. There'll be a link in the video description and a link at the end of this video that you can click on if you want to go and check out my other channel. I guess I'm sort of more regular with my uploads on that channel, even though I haven't been very active the last 3 or 4 months. But yeah, you can check that out if you want, if you're interested, or you can just stick with this channel, which is more of a fan art channel now. So yeah, to celebrate the hitting of 7,000 subscribers, I thought I would paint this little Pokemon jam jar thing. Originally it had chocolate spread in it, which was very tasty and quite sickening. But yeah, if you've never painted glass before, I can kind of take you through a step-by-step of how I kind of paint my little custom jars, because I do quite a few of them. Recently I did a Sonic the Hedgehog one, which I kind of wish I'd recorded the Sonic the Hedgehog one because it came out much better than the Pokemon one. I was really struggling with the Pokemon one, with like the initial sketch and everything, because I put way too many characters in, and oh man, I've always struggled with Pikachu. Pikachu, I swear, is one of the hardest characters to draw in Pokemon. I think it's something to do with his eyes. So yeah, I spent a long time trying to sketch out Pikachu and then trying to sketch out Charmander and Squirtle. I find them really tricky as well. But Bulbasaur is a really simple one. I don't struggle with Bulbasaur, even though he's kind of a similar design to Squirtle and Charmander in the face. For some reason I find him so much easier. But anyway, so when I do these things, I kind of put a piece of paper inside the jar, and then I kind of work out kind of where I'm going to tape it and everything. Yeah, and I kind of sketch on the piece of paper, and it never lines up when you then put it back inside the jar to then trace the line art onto the jar. It's always a pain because of the shape of the jar. It's slightly smaller at the bottom and widens at the top, so you always end up with it being slightly wonky, and you have to kind of improvise where you put your lines, even though you've kind of sketched out your design. So yeah, that was kind of a challenge with so many characters in the picture, because getting them kind of level at the bottom was a bit of a pain. So I was having to kind of squish the paper down to kind of make them fit in. So yeah, I actually did this on a live stream, which is why you can see me bobbing around in the corner. That's me. Hello. So yeah, I did it over two live streams over 2 different days, and it was kind of in the middle of the heat wave we were having in the UK, where it was like the hottest day since 1976 and I was just melting in my room. It was really horrible. But one of the good things about it being really hot was these pens dried really quickly, which is really good if you need to like add extra layers on. Because I use Posca paint pens, which they're a water soluble pen, so don't get them wet. But it's kind of a pain because you have to kind of wait for them to dry, and then it's best to then put another layer over the top to try and make the colour more opaque, because when you're working on a glass jar, it's kind of see-through, so you've got nothing kind of behind it to kind of make the color look flat, and you can end up with it looking quite patchy if you don't like put enough layers on. And you have to kind of wait for it to dry between each layer, which I'm usually really lazy and I don't kind of want to wait that long. So you have to be very careful if you put a second layer of paint down if the first layer isn't completely dry, because it's very easy to scratch off the base layer that you've already put down. So a lot of the touch-ups and the second layers and stuff I cropped out of this recording. I think in total this whole kind of Pokemon jar project took about 8 hours. It was insane. It took 2 hours just to get the sketch down, and then yeah, it was really tricky kind of colouring it, because I started with Pikachu. And it's really odd. There's this one yellow Posca pen, which is only available in a really jumbo kind of pen compared to the other ones. I think it's a 3M, and it's this really nice shade of yellow, and you can't get it in any other size of pen. And I chose to use that yellow for the Pikachu, and it was just glooping out so thick, and I couldn't get it flat because too much paint was coming out. So that ended up being a bit of a pain in the bum. And I also had trouble when I got around to doing Charmander and its tail, because I was trying to do like a two-toned kind of fiery tail, and that's kind of difficult with these pens because they dry so quickly. You kind of have to mix the paint together on a piece of paper and really kind of glob it on in a big kind of goop to make the colours kind of blend. And unfortunately I put too much paint on. It took ages to dry, and then the paint actually cracked on it. So that was unfortunate, and it was kind of the same problem I had with Pikachu as well, because that pen was putting down so much ink, is that there's like a tiny crack in the paint that's formed now that it's dried. So all in all, this was kind of a really long, stressful, difficult project, this jar. And yeah, when you're working with Posca paint markers, you have to find a way to seal your paint kind of piece after you've done it, because they're water soluble. So all you have to do is get them just slightly wet, and you can just wash your entire art off, which I had to do when I decided I would put a background in this piece. You can kind of see there's a black bar at the top above Charmander's head, where I was going to fill in the background as just a pink background. And then after I'd started, I kind of went, I really don't like this. I think I prefer the Pokemon just sort of being on the glass with the see-through background. So I kind of had to painstakingly try and remove the pink background with a piece of wet tissue and not get it on the characters, because I didn't want to destroy hours worth of work on the characters. So yeah, that was that was pretty tricky. Yeah, so when you're done with that, it's the picture that you do with Posca pens, they're really fragile as well. All you have to do is slightly touch it with your nail and you've scratched it. So with Posca pens, you really need an acrylic base spray. And the spray I originally used was an acrylic lacquer spray from Wilko's. It was really, really cheap. It was like £5. But the problem I found with that was, even though I was careful with how I sprayed it, it then made the Posca paint kind of go streaky. So I don't know if that was because I didn't put enough layers of paint down, or if perhaps that Wilko spray wasn't actually an acrylic spray at all and was actually causing the paint to run. So I've bought this new lacquer spray. It's by a brand called Golden, and it was really expensive. That was about, with shipping as well, that was like £23. So I kind of hope that will be good, because I'm sort of wanting to get into doing custom made retro game controllers as well with patterns on. So we'll see how that goes, but first I need to get like a decent acrylic lacquer spray to kind of seal in the Posca pens. So yeah, we will see how that goes. You can get other kind of branded pens as well. Sharpie do an oil-based marker pen, which I do own, but they're really difficult to get hold of in the UK. And I actually found that they take an awful lot of shaking to get the paint to mix up, and it takes a long time for each layer to dry. So I kind of didn't get on with the oil-based paint markers when I tried to do them, like use them for custom Pokemon cards that I made a while ago. So yeah, I still kind of prefer the Posca pens. I just kind of wish they weren't a water-soluble pen and weren't so fragile, because it's kind of a pain to try and get a good seal on it to stop anything happening to the final picture. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry this video kind of went on to 10 minutes, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out my other YouTube channel if you want to see more stuff about my original characters and my original story that I've been posting on DeviantArt with the username reality-bunny, same as my second YouTube channel. So you can check that out, or just check out some more videos if you want to watch some more stuff, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!